I like the Caribbean very much, otherwise I wouldn't have worked so long, and I'm continuously working for Antigua and Barbuda, and I was living there, and so for the OCS that means I was not only working for Antigua and Barbuda, but for 8 island governments altogether. So I like it. Every time going there, I feel going home. And for me, it's some kind of paradise. No wonder that the keyword in Antigua is called "Little Bit of Paradise."
Now, this morning we were at a meeting, and you made a comment that fascinated me a bit. And it seems that regions other than the Caribbean seem to be using the Caribbean as a means of promoting themselves. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah. Now, just by chance, being here in Berlin, I walked around the hotel the other night, and I passed a travel agency. And suddenly struck my eyes, and when I saw, spend your summer holidays in the Caribbean of the Orient, literally in Oman. So Oman is, told somewhere else. So that, and we have other examples in China, an island called Hainan. They are talking of the Caribbean of the East. So that word Caribbean is a perception, of something paradise, and other regions are making use of that. And these are all competitors. So, maybe the one or the other tourist says, let's go to paradise, but not to the Caribbean, the real Caribbean one, but to other destinations which are making use of the word Caribbean.
So clearly, other regions, other destinations have seen and understand the power of the Caribbean in there, and they're using it, aren't they?
Yeah, very, very much so, and they benefit of that. So maybe we should charge them,
What can the Caribbean do to combat that? Hopefully it's not a trend, but what you're seeing emerging here?
Well, cooperation. I mean, it's not the next island is not the main competitor. There are other regions outside, Indian Ocean, Southeast Asia. These are the Caribbean competitors, and we can only make sure that we survive on a good level if we cooperate. I'm a defender of cooperation. I always think it's not, as I said, the next island. It's regions which are outside, and we have more and more competition. No wonder that the competition is very fierce.
How do you get it to a travel agency that ought to be selling the Caribbean, that also sells Oman as the Caribbean of the Orient? What do you say to them?
Well, we have to tell these travel agents, the unique selling points, what is best in the Caribbean. You can't compare the Caribbean then with the destination I've just mentioned. It will be very nice there, but it's not paradise, or it has not a Caribbean image. And that's why I think we had in that meeting this morning, some of the colleagues saying consumer. That's correct. But on the other hand, still we have over 10,000 travel agencies in Germany. That means 30, 40, 50,000 travel agents. And they are not all knowing the Caribbean. I would love to, instead of doing a roadshow, just let them jump into an aircraft and go to the Caribbean and see a couple of islands. What you have seen yourself is much better than what you see in a program. My favorite is if you wanted to sell a Mercedes-Benz. And if you are interested, you can go to the potential client. You send it in front of the house. Put that car in front of the house. In tourism, it's different. The retailers, the travel agents need to see the product themselves. They have to go there. It's not. It's good having road shows and presenting the destinations, but it's much better bringing the people down to the destination.
Therefore, and based on what you're saying, both with Oman and China, clearly the Caribbean still has a very strong pull.
Yeah, it has. And we need to make use of that, that word Caribbean much more. And for me, that's cooperation.